from what I know, it's a branch of physics that deals with like abstract knowledge, something as in like having to do with identity, values, and like basically like finding the baseline of all the physics principles that there are in the world and trying to relate them to like more specific concepts. That is what metaphysics is to me in my understanding.
To me, it's like, I think it also belongs to all sciences,
Mm-hmm.
but not only physics, because it's like the basics for the existence and the nature of the reality. I believe it's like that. And the name is a little bit misleading, but it's more
Yeah?
into the, yeah,
Misleading, you think it is?
a little bit. It's like
But I
more
think like
philosophy.
generally physics is considered as like the baseline science.
Yes,
So if there is like physics in it, you know it has to like
yeah.
have an impact on all other sciences, I think.
Okay, good. You wanna share your opinions? Okay, for me to understand things, I always go. For me, it's easy because it's like this is my language. This is Latin roots. So you have meta and physics, no?
Yeah.
You know what is meta? This is famous now, no? With the metaverse of
Yeah.
Zuckerberg. You know this? What it means?
Meta basically means something in like trend.
Eh?
Something in trend.
In?
Trend.
Trend.
Trend, yeah.
Trend. Ah, no,
Trends.
like the origin. I mean, it has many meaning, but it's like beyond. No, it's like going beyond meta-analysis, metaphysics, metaverse, no, like the universe beyond, and physics. The original. Also, no, this is doctor were called physicians
Yes.
because it's like reality, no, a little bit reality, matter. So it's beyond reality, no, beyond what our eyes can see. Is the way I understand it. But this is like a very like philosophical term. Every philosopher has a different meaning for this, so it's not like you know, philosophy is not fixed. It's whatever you wanna do, you can prove. I think. So you know, like famous metaphysical systems. I mean,
Start with some Milano.
I mean, you come from countries with famous metaphysical systems,
What is a system in metaphysics?
like religion, no? For example, is a metaphysical system.
You mean something like paranormal thing?
No, like hell and heaven, no?
Depends
It's
on how you want
metaphysical.
to refer to metaphysical things as, but yeah, sure.
No, hell and heaven are metaphysical. Nobody knows, no, if they exist. They are beyond
I
reality,
mean,
no?
someone can regard them as a theory too.
Eh?
And someone can regard them as a theory too, and theories are something that scientists also agree on, no?
Yeah.
Depends on like one's perception of what metaphysical is.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody has proof of hell and heaven.
I mean, nobody has proved that the earth is round, but everyone believes it.
There are proof, obviously.
There is proof, but like there's not even like, for example, factual evidences about, for example, some things in space, but it is known as a fact because like majority of the people in the world believe it. And like mass approval is considered as like, for example, an evidence itself. So for some people, for example, in our countries too, this is the case where like if the mass believes it, they think it's the truth.
Yeah.
So it's like depends on perception from where do you view it.
Yeah. Well, from my perception, it's metaphysics because there are no proof.
From my perception, I don't think there is anything. So
Good. You know another one, another famous metaphysic that became science because I was talking with a guy and he told me, no, metaphysics is not science, but for me it is. It depends how you approach it. You know these guys, Democritus? This is years ago, so 2,500 years ago.
Is it Greek?
Yeah.
Greek.
You know what he created? I think you know. We talk about it.
democracy.
You know. He spoke about the atoms, but in his time the atoms were a metaphysics system, no? Because he has zero proof for the atoms. No, he thought like if you divide things, no, every time they get smaller, smaller, smaller, smaller. Like they usually talk about bread, no? You cut bread and you get like I don't know in English like bread crumbs, no? I think it's in English.
Like the concept of division of labor too.
No.
In some regards.
This is Marxism, no?
Might have been extracted from this, you never know.
No, this is what the logic he used, no? He only had his mind and his senses, no? He didn't have The microscope, the telescope, he didn't have anything. 2,500 years ago. So he thought, no, if you divide everything, there has to be one limit, no? So he called this the atoms. This is also, like, for me, it's easy because this is Latin languages, so you have a and atom. You know what is a?
Is it like a negative thing?
Yeah, exactly. That is no, and
No,
this
nothing.
is in English, like tone.
Nothing.
This is part, no, like
Not
book
visible.
tomes, no, like you know, book tomes.
Yeah.
I think it is in English. I don't know.
Mm.
In Spanish it is, for example. So it means no part, no, like no, the last part you can divide the reality, no. So he thought about this, and it became science. So metaphysics for me, it can be religion, like you have zero proof, but you think about hell and heaven, or it can be based on logic, you know, like okay, maybe it's like this, but you also have it has zero proof. Another famous one I really like, this is a tattoo about it, is the Buddha, no? Buddha's metaphysics. Also Lao Tse, the Asiatic metaphysics usually is that everything is one. No? And this also have like also some, you can say, logical proof, but we're not going into it, or you want to go into it.
So talking about Buddha, does this concept of nirvana come under metaphysics too? Because it is something very close to heaven.
Yeah, could be.
Is this like pantheism?
What? Buddha?
Yeah.
No, no, it's different, I think. Well, it could be. I don't know, but I don't know, to be honest. I'm not, like, religion is not my favorite topic. Okay, so, yeah, let's go. This is how we start building a system. Okay, I didn't tell, but to create this metaphysical system of myself, I closed myself in my room for 21 days. Because it was like a very hard topic to connect so abstract thing like infinity, origin, time, I don't know, eternal universe. So this is the question I started with.
How did it turn out for you?
Well, I will tell you, but tell me now.
Locking yourself in a room for 21 days.
21
Do
days.
you sleep or eat anything?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Come on, then it's not an experiment.
It was not, yeah,
You should
obviously.
just suffer.
Yeah.
You should feel that in pain, but
No, for me it was fun, to be honest.
İnziva
Eh?
means inziva in Turkish. İnzivaya çekilmek.
What? Closing yourself?
Yeah.
Like for researching?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, this is like a term in Turkish.
No distraction, food and water only.
Ah, this is famous or what?
Not. Yeah, kind of.
kind of. It's called also irfan in
But it's
Turkish and
for
also in
religious?
Persian it's erfan. Yes, they just in the past time, some of the poets or just philosophers they kind of present themselves in a room without any, I don't know, drinking, food
No.
or sleep. Yes,
Nothing.
and they try to just kind of connect with their
With the death, no?
with the God that they believe in.
Oh, we
Feel
call
the
it.
connection.
Yeah, we call it.
We call it erfan. I don't know.
Elefant.
Yeah, we call it.
I don't know in English. Let me
It's
check.
Chile in Persian, I think.
It's what?
It durates about 40 days.
We call it etika.
And Sufism,
Etika.
yes.
Etika, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
etika.
call it
Etika.
also etikaf.
Etikaf.
Yes. Etikaf is the act of that. Erfan is the the
Intention. also.
science or the
Yeah.
feeling of that is erfan. Yeah.
So I did that.
Yeah. Probably do that.
Did something religious without being religious, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I did Ramazan also. So, how do we know? Have you think about this?
Because I don't know how it feels to live in a matrix.
What is metrics to you?
Matrix for me is like, how do we know we are not in a dream, in a simulation?
Well, you never know.
You mean parallel worlds?
Eh?
Like parallel worlds?
No, more like a dream or simulation. Like,
No.
how do you know you are not a character of my life and I created you? You are just in my mind.
Like a video.
Oh.
Like a hallucination.
Eh?
Like a hallucination.
Yeah, also could be, no?
I don't know, we have to die to find out, I think, honestly.
Yeah, well, as far as I know, there is no scientific consensus to prove we are not in the matrix. So literally, we still, after so many years of philosophy, there is no proof that we are not like someone's dream or this is last simulation. There is nothing to prove. So yeah, it's hard. Also, I want to write because today we're gonna see a lot of philosophers. So I'm gonna write all of them.
Buddha,
Buddha, wrote
Aristotle, and also.
two.
Are you gonna include Socrates?
The one we spoke about. Why? Philosophy started here in Turkey, no? You know? Philosophy started in Turkey, in Milet, Thales of Milet.
Yes.
Very nice. I love to be in the country where all started. Okay, so yeah, there is no consensus. Also, there is a very nice thought experiment. Is when virtual reality develop. No, have you tried these goggles
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
virtual reality? So when it develop, you can create virtual reality inside virtual reality. No, so
Oh, the augmented reality.
yeah.
Ah, yeah.
So when this happens, no, there will be so much confusion that you don't know where you are because no, how do you know you are not inside another virtual reality? No, how you know you are in the first reality? No, in the best reality. So yeah, this is like a thought experiment that maybe in the future everyone is living in a virtual reality and nobody knows what's the best reality.
I hope not.
I mean, you can be right now, no? But you're happy. Nothing changed, no, in reality. Okay.
I can't take off the goggles in this reality.
Yeah, but if you are born with a chip,
Bro, trust me,
No,
you can
come
take
on.
off the goggles. You need a gun or like a knife, something like that.
okay, so this is the first conclusion. No, we arrive. Everything is mind. No, we cannot know if you know if you are created by me or I'm created by you. No, or if we interact with anything else by the mind. No, this is a very philosophical branch started by this guy. I think
Exactly.
Berkeley. Yeah. How many years ago? Mm-mm-mm. I think this guy was 300 years ago. So he said, like everything is mine. This guy, and this branch is very famous. Maybe you know also Kant. No, Kant is also from this guy. It's called idealism, and he says,
Yeah.
and he has good point that everything is the mind. Literally, everything you interact is with the mind. No, maybe you are seeing this table, but you don't know how is the table. You know how your mind is giving you
Perceiving
the
it.
image of the table. So no, the only thing you interact is with your mind. No? When you touch the table, in reality you are no, your mind is telling you are touching the table. But if you don't have a mind, you can't touch the table no? Or anything. But no, like okay, we have the mind, but we wake up, no, we go to the street, we walk, and we see there are some rules, no, in this universe, like
I mean, I agree, but from the other side, the structure, the basic infrastructure of the mind is made by your sensual, feelings. I mean,
sensory. You mean?
Yes, I mean sensuality. I mean what you feel with your, five sensory like abilities. So your mind is kind of characterized and kind of defined by what you feel in real world. I mean, you just don't born. You aren't born. You aren't born like without any feelings and have a mindset of that. I mean, this kind of touching or seeing or hearing just like shape your mind.
Okay,
So I
but
believe in that.
for example, about sensory feelings. What if someone is colorblind? What if
So-
someone is colorblind? Like this
Oh,
chair for us.
Yeah.
Amen. Welcome.
Merhaba.
How are you?
Thank you. How are you? Happy to see you.
So this chair for us is red, okay?
Yeah.
Because we aren't colorblind. But what if the entire world was born colorblind? Then the meaning of this chair would change.
Yes.
It would be something into like a green
Yes.
color or something like that.
And that's why I
It
said
wouldn't
that.
change, I think.
No,
No,
it's
Still
Like
going to be
the concept remains same, but like there is a flaw in the concept because someone who isn't then born colorblind would be considered abnormal,
yeah, you're right.
even though he is born normal.
Mhm.
So I think what our mind perceives depends on what the mass sees, like the mass population. If there is like a general pattern that everyone is seeing, then it's considered normal. Otherwise, it's abnormal, even by the mind.
Actually, that's why it's not paradoxical to what I said. That's why, for example, blind people, they just try to make new what's it called, braille languages to them,
Yep.
because their perception is different from others. So that's why
Their
they
motor skills are also different. Like their wrists
Yes.
work better because they have to
Yeah.
use the sticks all their life.
The touching sense is way more stronger than us, so their perception is different. So
Yeah.
we also can, maybe we cannot understand it fully, but we also can feel that difference between
We can.
the perception.
Yeah, this was another club, like how the mind works, what
Yeah.
means color-blinded people, and this stuff. Yeah, good.
This is on the wall.
Good insight. Yeah, but now the task is to leave the mind, Like everything is mind, but for me, I don't believe in idealism. So for me, the task now is how we prove that everything is not the mind. No, so for me, the thought experiment I did for myself is like you wake up, you go to the street, and you see there are some rules. For example, like nothing goes through, walls, nothing go in the past, everything goes into the future. Or yeah, I don't know, like I don't know, there is life and death, nobody come back from death, for example. So for me, like it's not important where the information comes from, because everything comes from the mind, religion, science, everything comes from the mind. So everything has the same uncertainty, like because it's the mind, you cannot know, maybe it's an hallucination, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But for me, it's not about where it comes from, but how many proof you have, for your conclusions. So this is why I like science, because science is like one branch of the mind, whose goal is to prove everything that it says. So what has science proved? That the world existed before the mind, Science has proof that the world existed. I like this because it's a lot of years. A lot of years. This many years ago. It's a lot of years. 3,800 million.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, for context, this is the history of humans only. So you can see
Yeah, you're right.
it was a long time. No? So if we have proof that the world existed before the mind, it means that there was something before the mind. So the mind is not everything. At least this is how I think. So how do we call this world that exists?
Is mind only limited to humans? Isn't mind present in other organisms?
Yeah.
That existed before humans? Like
Yeah.
for example, the first algae.
Yeah.
It would have a mind.
Or even
Yeah.
the world is a mind as well.
Yeah.
So.
Could be also. But this is very, very metaphysical.
What do you think? What do you think?
Uh,
Are you limited to humans only?
no, human, no, for sure. Living beings have mind, for sure. But bacteria have mind?
It has no.
Bacteria?
It has a simple mind, but it has a mind.
It has life, it has consciousness, but not mind for me. Because mind is like with neurons and these things.
Dinosaurs had minds.
Dinosaur for sure, bro.
Yeah.
But bacteria?
Bacteria lived within dinosaurs. No?
No, bacteria is the first living being.
Algae.
No, bacteria.
Yeah. Algae was the first organism.
No. Algae gone much later.
Really?
Yeah.
What type of
Bacteria.
bacteria was it? But don't like bacteria also have like a functioning mechanism. So for example, they
Yeah.
function to reproduce.
Yeah.
Isn't that being using their mind, even if it's like simple?
Yeah, I call that consciousness, not mind, because they
So
know.
consciousness is knowing that you have to reproduce.
Yeah, they know what they are doing. They are interacting with the environment to survive.
But isn't consciousness also being aware?
Yeah.
And awareness is using your mind.
No.
And then also why we're tying the mind to neurons and stuff. Maybe even the pure sense of survival is a mind.
Yeah.
It's just a different sort of a mind.
Could be. Could be. I like to think about the Milky Way, no, with the black hole in the middle and all the shit around. No, this is producing like like hundred of electrical things, no. So it's like the mind, no. If the mind is electrical things, the whole galaxy is like a brain, no, interchanging information. But who knows? This is like hell and heaven, metaphysics. But it's not like hell and heaven. Oh, I like hell and heaven, no? Because hell and heaven it's here. But if you go to Asia, it's not hell and heaven. So, but this is everywhere, no? It doesn't matter where you go. So it's more based in logic. Anyway, how do we call the world before the mind? Like, how do you call it?
The mastermind.
I call it the matter. No? So we have now two things. We have the mind and the matter, no? If you follow the proof, if you want to follow the proof. So this is what scientists call, scientists, philosopher, let's say, let's put here, substance. Also, if you know Latin, you can understand this.
Substance.
Substance. What do you think it means, like, philosophically, this?
Anything that carries weight.
Eh?
Anything that carries weight.
That?
Carries weight.
Carry?
Carries weight. It does not have to be like physical weight. Anything that, like, for example, carries value.
Yeah, could be. Any other guesses? You? Are you very quiet?
Not yet.
No, again, I mean, for remembering the words, no, because there are so many words in this word, so for me, so I don't have to remember, but if I know the roots again, I understand. So soup, easy, no? What means soup?
Below.
Under, yeah, below. Under. Instance,
Your position.
it's similar in English, no? Stand.
Stance.
Place. I don't know.
Your posture, position on something.
Yeah, you know, where you are, no? Like
Yeah.
in Spanish mean room. So under, you can say the room, literally. So no, it's what's under you, know, what's holding you, no, what's under everything, no, under me is the room, under the building is the earth, under the earth, what's under the earth. So substance is something that is like under everything, no, as you said, is the nature of reality, no, is what's composing everything. So for me, these are the two substances of the world because they describe themselves like this is the whole universe for me. You can explain everything with matter or with the mind. And the thing with mind,
Yeah. Psychologists and psychiatrists, other professions.
yeah, I mean, this has a lot of explaining why I separate matter and mind. This is like a big topic in philosophy. But for me, as a big example, matter is particles. We saw
Anything
them.
that takes up space
Eh?
is matter.
Yeah,
Anything that
like
takes
a
up
particle,
space.
you can think like a dot, like an atom, no? An atom is made even of more particles. Like an atom now we know is 3 particles. Okay, and mind for me is the color, no? Because where is the color? The color is not in a particle. The color is just a mental experience. The color is not anywhere in the world. We don't know any particle that, or for example, where is the memory? No, you as a doctor, the memory is not in any atom, in any enzyme, in any protein.
Oh, it's in your
But we
lab
have
for
some
sure.
functional MRI that we are going to detect.
Yeah.
So it's based on matter. I mean, we try to explore mind based on matter by functional MRI
Yeah.
imaging. So
But this is also one of the problems, no, of medicine, that
Yes,
we only
I know.
look for matter, but
for
we don't
proof,
care,
yeah.
you know, no, about the three sides of health, bio, psycho, social.
Yeah,
No.
you're right.
So yeah.
Wait. No, like honestly, like I think we have developed our technology so much, we have like a long way to go. But because I used to study psychology, and we used to have like these experiments and like these studies we had to like study over. And those studies they made use of like, for example, fMRIs that you were talking about, and like CT scans and stuff like that, which actually like when done over a period of time over human beings, they actually show like brain activity very specifically. So you can actually see whether it's, for example, targeting the amygdala or something like that, and you can relate what that portion is used for. So as of now, we humans, we have an idea where memory is stored in our brain, where there's like, for example, chemical activity, where there's dopamine, where there's serotonin release. So this thing is getting more specific now.
Yeah, there are some parts of the brain more related to memory, but if you open the brain and you see that part and you see another one, it's literally made of the same thing.
No, isn't bro? It's like subdivided into like neurons and veins and stuff.
But
So we can study them through like MRIs and like CT scans, no?
but it's the same. Where is the color?
It is.
But studying them for finding the source is different from studying them to kind of find a treatment or cure, or we
No.
need something, something objective, something
Something tangible we can see.
yeah, biological, so we can kind of change it. But if you, for example, you cannot treat a memory loss by, for example, surgery.
Yeah, we can't. We can't.
Yes.
The only reason we can't is because of the complexity of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And that's why I talked about like as of now. What if in 50 or 100 years we find the technology to fix that or like heal that?
Yes.
Then
We
would this
can,
still be
it's a
applicable?
possibility. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
And
Would this argument still be applicable? That we cannot find where certain things are in our body.
Could be a particle,
So
but
it's gonna
it
change.
has to be a very small particle.
We can make one matter.
Yeah, one big
Push the
matter.
mind.
Could be for me, like if mind is matter, its properties are so different from matter that it deserves like a different category.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the same, like matter, the mind doesn't follow the universal law, no? The mind doesn't follow gravity, electromagnetism, the mind can create anything, no? The mind can create hallucination, the mind doesn't follow time, you can go back, no? Memory is going back in time, you can go into the future, you can calculate the future. This is why the mind, no, is so different and we still don't know anything about after so many people, because these people are like autists. These people close themselves hundreds of years studying and they didn't
I
know
think
what
those people, they were involved in substance abuse.
Yes.
for sure.
That's how you like change your mind, honestly.
That's why we call it substance abuse.
Substance abuse. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
So the mind for me can create what I call the impossibles. The impossible for me are fairy tales, dragons, for me religions also, goddesses, no?
Dreams.
Dreams. So we go to the next category, no? And this category has driven crazy philosopher. This category, philosopher has been crazy with this category because they didn't understand, no? How can you think something but it doesn't exist here, no?
Mm-hmm.
The difference between existing here and existing here. And this, for centuries, like not even right now, no, people think, no, if you believe something, it has to happen here. But no, and we have a very good example with this guy, maybe you've heard, Saint Anselmo. You know this guy? I don't think so.
Never heard of him.
So he has what they call ontological argument to prove, I call goddess. It's okay, goddess, God. I call goddess that because I like it more. Because we always say God, but could be goddess, no?
Mm-hmm.
Goddess?
Goddess, like female god. So this argument was very, very famous in his time, but you will see now it sounds ridiculous, but you have to think, 1,000 years ago they didn't have our technology, our vocabulary, our grammar, our science, everything. So the mind before was, you can say, I don't know, more idiot. So the argument goes like this. Imagine goddess is the biggest thing you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is the biggest thing, it means that if you can think of it, but it is the biggest, if it is the biggest, it has to be in both, because if it's in both, it's biggest than if it's only in one. So if you can think of it, it means that it has to exist also here. This is the argument. Did you get it?
You mean the integration of mind and matter?
No, I mean, he said, imagine
Okay.
God is the biggest thing you
Okay.
can think of.
Mhm.
So to be the biggest, it has to be here also. Because if it's only here,
Right.
it's smaller than it's here and
Right.
here. So he said because it has to be here, it also exists. So this was his argument to prove goddess. So can you think of the counter argument?
think this was his argument to like disprove religion. Honestly. Because the argument is that like if our mind thinks about something that is impossible, we associate it with something that, for example, has to be there. And we know with science that mind and matter, they are like related, sure, but they aren't like exclusively like always interchangeable. Like it's not like directly proportional that if there's something in matter, it has to be in the mind. So I think his argument counteracts his own statement about being honest, because then he's contradicting the entire baseline of it, because he's like proportionating mind with everything about matter, and that's how not how it works.
Yeah. For us, seems very simple now, but for them, was like revolutionary. Whoa!
No, for me that's just dumb.
But yeah, it's a little bit like that because with this argument you can prove anything, no? Like imagine
I can fly then.
imagine the biggest tree you can think of. So because you can imagine the biggest tree, it means it also exists here, but it doesn't, obviously. But yeah, it was 1,000 years ago, so they didn't have the tools to counter-argument this. But now it looks very easy, no, for us. Okay, so what happened when mind and matter touch? Because they are not always separate, always, obviously. How do you call? What do you think?
Creativity.
could be, but more philosophical.
That's where motivational speech is made. It's the place then.
What do you think over there when mind and matter touch? Because no, everything we think exists, but it doesn't mean that it has a material equivalent. But when we think also exists here, how do we call it?
Meta.
Physics.
You should know. I think.
Meta.
No, mental?
Meta.
No, meta? No.
Maybe it's physics, I don't know.
Virtual.
I call it logic.
Oh, logic.
This is what we call logic. This for me was like a whole chapter of my life, like what's logic, Because we always say this is logical, this is not logical. But what means that something is logic,
A better word would be rationality.
Yeah, it's the same. Rational logic.
It just looks good.
I like logic more because it comes from
He left.
No,
Someone was
doing is a part of this club.
Oh.
No, I think they are doing something
Oh,
there
okay.
also. It comes from who's the guy? Damn, I forgot. Anyway, you know logos? Have you heard about logos?
Yeah, logos.
Yeah.
So logos
Those logos, Batos, the logos guy.
Yeah, philosophy started with logos, no? And this is where all the science come from: biology, psychology, geology, astrology.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
Yeah.
Hi guys.
how's getting?
Lucky girl.
Thank you. So for me, what happens when you try to adapt matter to mind is you come with religion, no? Because you say God has to exist here, so I'm gonna try to prove with my mind. But for me, science is the opposite. When you try to adapt mind to matter, so you say I have no idea about anything, I'm gonna look matter to see what I find. No? So this is like when you go from mind to matter, you have science. When you go to matter to mind, you have religion. So when you go to mind to matter, you have logic also. And logic is objective because matter is objective. No? Matter follows the four universal rules. I speak about these four universal rules so much. You know them already? You know them, no?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I don't know.
You know?
No, I don't know.
The four universal
I know
rules.
your three
you
golden
know.
rules, bro. I don't know anything else.
You know the four universal laws? The four universal laws.
Sorry, I didn't get
Four universal laws.
a fall. Yes.
Tell me.
Gravity,
Gravity. Okay. Next.
inertia.
No.
No.
Could be, but like four more famous, let's say.
Law of attraction.
No, this is gravity.
Space and time.
No, this is gravity. You know?
Electrics.
Electromagnetism, exactly. Electromagnetism. This is light. You can say like light and magnets. And also we have nuclear. Nuclear means it's in the nucleus of the atoms, and we have two, strong and weak. So everything in the universe follows these four universal laws, and this is objective. Objective means it doesn't matter on your opinion, no? It doesn't matter if you believe in gravity or not. When you jump, you are going down. It doesn't matter if you believe it, no? So this is why logic, why science try to be objective also, no? Because it's adapting your mind to the matter. So we follow the language of the matter, no? And the language of science is universal, not like the language of religion, no? Because if you go, as I said, you go to Asia, you have another religion, you go to America, you go to anywhere,
There
religion
is
change.
no place for religion in the logic. Yeah. If I
Uh,
got it right.
I mean, depends. Yeah,
How? How
I
it
mean,
depends.
because religion is very big. What I mean is, no, because you say you have to treat people good. For me, this is logic. But if you say you have to treat people good, because if not, you go to hell, then it stops being logic for me. But depends. But logic is very, religion is very big. Yeah.
Wait, how is treating people good logic?
I will say at the end of this chapter. This is what all my book is about. I didn't give you the introduction. Yeah, we have 3 new people. This is okay. So, for example, no, like logic is this. Yeah, okay. Water evaporates when heated. No, this for me it's a universal sentence. No, it doesn't matter where you go in the world, which do you believe, which religion, which whatever. No, this is based on matter, because what is this?
Liquid.
A particle, yeah. No, a particle. What is this?
Physical change.
An state of the particle, no? An state of particles. And what is this?
Force.
Thermal energy, yeah.
Of course.
Thermal
Cause and
energy.
effect.
Thermal energy, yeah. So now we look at matter and we create a language based on that matter, and we call this language logic. So this is what is logic for me. So everything evolves, no? Everything moves. How do we call that movement? Eh?
I can't remember, but I can't tell.
It's easy. It's every day we ask it all the time.
Changing position from point A to B.
Transition,
Movement.
change.
No, like
Like we get the idea, we just don't know the specific
Yes.
word for it.
no, it's very easy one. We ask for it all the time.
I don't
We
think I
carry
asked
on
for
our
it.
wrist
Time.
time, no? So everything evolves from time, no? We have time. Time is also a very philosophical term, as you can obviously guess, because time, no, what is time? We don't know. No, we are all the time talking about time, but who knows what is time? So there are many philosophers, many philosophers who deny time. They say time doesn't exist. It's a mind creation. Saint Augustine, you know this guy?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Saint Augustine, 1700. We have Al-Ghazali. There are many. I like the Arab philosopher because they don't teach, but they were very good. In Spain, we have many Arab philosophers. They were Persian, most of them. Al-Ghazali, we have Hume. You know this guy? Hume. This became more famous. Hume was 300 years ago. And then we have Kant also. Kant, 300. So this guy started like, no, philosophy is like this. One guy starts an idea and then the next one develop it more. No, so yeah, more like 1,700 and 700 years later, another one, then 700 years later. So it's a slow process, as you can see. So they say, no, because the mind, they think the mind, we interact with it, no, and the mind impose properties to the things we see, to the information. No? So we, as I said, we see the sea, the table, but we are not looking at the raw table. We are looking at the table according to the mind properties. So they went as far as us saying that even space and time, they are mind properties. They are not universe properties. So they say time is an illusion of the mind. It doesn't exist. But for me, I came to the just the opposite conclusion. Why? Because time is for me the language of science. No? What is science? Science is you look at time like the structure of time is cause and effect, no? Before and after, no? If I touch the fire, I get burned. I cannot get burned before touching the fire, no? Like time has a structure, has laws. So if you use logic, no, to you know what is an axiom?
Action.
Axiom, you know?
Something that you assume but you can't prove. Or
Yeah.
you don't have to prove.
Yeah, it's something that it's so obvious, no, that you think it has,
Self-evident.
yeah, it's self-evident.
I only know the rocket to space.
What?
The rocket they just sent to space, the factory is called Axiom. Maybe it's because of Axiom rockets.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Wow.
So the axiom of logic is cause and effect.
Yeah.
No, this is how we understand the world. We look at the cause and we see the consequence. No, so you can go into the puzzles where you see the effect. No, if you see I have a burn, you can think, oh, maybe the cause was the fire. So this is why we understand the past also. But their conclusion was, according to this axiom, their conclusion is there is not cause and effect. But this is for me like a paradox. Because your conclusion cannot deny the basis, because then the conclusion is also wrong. So this is why, a proof that time is not only on the mind, time is something in the matter. So it's it's not a human creation. Time is something about the universe. It's not something human. So these are the properties of time I collected. As I said, it exists in mind and matter. No, it's not just a human creation. This is the structure, no, cause effect, and also it's very interesting in science and philosophy because it only has one direction. No, according to science, it shouldn't have one direction. According to science, there is nothing that stops time going back. We don't know why it goes past to future. According to science, it could go future to past, but we haven't found anything that goes in the opposite way. So we all experience it the same way. For me, this image represents that sentence. No, because the past, for me, is the same for everyone. No? You came to this club or you didn't come. For me, the two things didn't happen. No, in everyone past there was dinosaurs. In everyone past, I don't know, Cristobal Colon went to America and colonized it. No, the past for me is like fish. Two things don't happen in the past, only one. No, but the future seems like millions of possibilities. No, we don't know. We cannot calculate the future. We can do it, no, but in very in laboratory, no, in very design experiments. But for example, if you go to a bar, you don't know what's going to happen in 5 seconds.
But I believe this timeline is only for the people who are living on the Earth. I mean, because I have a passion in space science. So if you just move away from the Earth, so also the perception of the time is gonna change.
Yeah.
Even in the International Space Station, it's different from the people on the Earth. 1 day or 1 night, 24
Reminds me
hours.
of the movie Interstellar.
The time is still, but the perception.
No.
the time is
No,
not.
everything is still, but you just having more slow motion in space.
No, it's not like that.
Mm.
So, for example, I think it has something to do with light years. the more light years you move away from Earth. So, for example, if you move like for I don't know what's the fixed term, it's like 100 million light years or 150 million light years. If you can build a spaceship that runs at a speed that can put you out of like a time warp.
Yeah.
This is what Einstein also proposed, I think.
Yeah, because
It actually will age you slowly, and if you get back to Earth, you will see that, for example, 150 years have passed. However, for you, you're only like 2 or 3 years older.
Yeah. Obviously, if you can just fly from, for example, Turkey to America, so you just move back to
Yeah.
one day just before.
But
One
you
second.
can change
Yeah.
the timeline, but timeline is still anyway. I mean, doesn't matter where you go
I'm
in
not
space,
sure.
the timeline will be going the same. Like you can't change it.
Do you
yeah,
think so?
like, it doesn't contradict this, because what you say is, yeah, what you're trying to explain, I think, is that even if you travel to the future, the past will be the same for you and for everyone. So yeah, you don't. It's not traveling in the future. It's just your time goes slower, so other people time goes faster. But their past for everyone is gonna be the same. It doesn't matter if you go high
So is the
speed.
future.
Hmm?
So is the future going to be the same for everyone? Because at one point it's also going to become a past.
I mean, the present.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
philosophical dilemma.
I mean,
No.
the present line.
What
is
we
not,
trust, this or this?
It's not fixed for everyone. You just talk about future and the past, but I believe that the present line is not the same for example, me who is living on the earth and the person, for example, who is on the moon right now. So the present line will change.
Can I ask
I believe in
something?
that.
Can I ask something?
This was last week topic, but this is very complex. Gravity.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Can we change the future?
Yeah.
Have we got the power for it?
You don't need power.
We are changing.
You need money. Trust me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Not
he's
money,
right.
bro.
He's right. For example, Elon Musk is changing the future. True.
Try gambling, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me also, no, like as human beings, we see everything from our point of view, no? So we measure time from a point of view, so we think it's past, present, future. No, we also thought we were the center of the universe. We are not. We also thought God created human beings only specially. They didn't. No, so we always thought we were special in the universe, but we are not. So according to Einstein, this division is human. But no, for me now it seems very obvious that. So Einstein said there is no division. Time is a unity. So it means, well, it has many consequences. It will be next week topic. But it means the future exists already. So if the future exists, what freedom we have?
It's like this philosophy is like, I don't know, in English it's jab ve ikhtiyar.
Job, yeah. Ikhtiyar means action.
Yes, let me try it in
Kader.
kader ve öteki ne oluyor?
Alın yazısı.
Kader ve bizim istediğimiz şey var ya, bir saniye.
Kader.
What you do today determines tomorrow or something.
Kader çalışmaya bağlı. Kader çalışmaya mı aşıktır demekti ya.
Kaza.
No.
İrade.
İrade doğru.
Why I don't know that in
What are we talking about?
English?
I don't know.
You just talked about that. I mean, future is
The consequences of our
obvious
actions.
right now.
today.
Yes.
Kader means fixed future.
Yes,
Ah.
it's fixed future. So you talked about it,
But
but
is it a what?
Destiny.
In Turkish?
Like destiny.
Destiny.
no, I just
Destiny. Maybe.
determinism and free will.
Yeah.
There is like
Determinism.
in the history of the Persian philosophers, that was a really, the title of determinism and free will. So there are some philosophers, they believe that future is not defined right now, so you can change it. But the others say that whatever you do, your future is fixed and
Yeah.
planned from before. So that's what you said. But I don't know which one I'm the fan of, but I know it's like a conflict between
I don't
them.
have conclusion either on this topic. It's a hard topic.
Yes, it's really
In
hard.
one of
my
my books, we
favorites.
have a single word for this phenomenon. We call it taqdeer. Takdir.
تقدیر
Destiny,
Takdir,
something
yeah.
like this.
Ah.
It's very good.
جبر و اختیار we
تقدیر.
say.
Do you mean takdir?
Takdir.
kader demek.
Kader means comes from the word mikdar.
Miqdar means
Quantity,
portion,
no?
Meaning, yes.
Quantity, yeah.
Kader doesn't mean a fixed future, I think.
Why?
In our language it does.
Yes, it does.
Are you talking about Turkish?
It's an Arabic word, yes?
Yes.
Mikdar.
I'm talking about
Kader.
Yes, the origin is
The
Arabic.
etymology is from the maybe Jewish also, I don't know. Hebrew also. Hebrew.
I don't know, but I know that taqdir
Yeah.
is like the fixed future. I mean, the planned future.
No, if there is a fixed future, then there wouldn't be free will.
Yeah, that's the
And we are arguing for it.
Yes,
We're
yeah,
saying
yes.
Yeah, free will has to exist.
Has to.
Has to, but you know,
Has
it's a
to, why?
conflict. Some people believe in qadar. I mean, believe in fixed future.
I think this is just a misunderstanding of qadar and fate.
No.
This will be next topic. Next week topic.
Trust me, bro, I don't believe in any of this.
Yeah, I'm
You-
not
you-
sure that
what
what,
do you-
what should I believe.
What
but
do you
I'm-
believe in?
I believe in myself. I swear to God.
I call this physical destiny.
Yeah.
It's like
yes, it's like that. But there's a long history conflict between
There is.
these two.
there
I
is-
know that. Yeah.
There is.
Yes, there is.
I still have no conclusion. There are proof for both sides, very big proof. Like this is one proof
Yeah.
for the side that everything is already fixed.
Planned
According
and
to
fixed,
Einstein.
yes, for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the proof for this? That everything already happened.
It's
How do you
Einstein.
prove this?
No, it's one of the interpretation of Einstein theories. The time is not a division. Time is a unity in Einstein theory.
Yes, two hypotheses. One is about determinism of the future, and the second is about free will.
But this is one of my favorite topics because I
Yeah,
have no
it's really
conclusion
great.
yet.
I go for the free will.
There are for everything, eh? For free will, yeah, but I don't want to spoil it now. I will tell. You have to come. You want to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the guy to pass the slide.
Great. I love that topic.
The physical destiny.
Yeah.
For many years, I thought it was fixed, but then, oof, it's so hard, that topic. But it's like fighting the infinite all the time. Also, the mind, no? The mind, because it's outside the physical laws. Maybe the mind can break the
Mhm.
destiny. I don't know. Because, no, like for example, like, bueno,
You're gonna teach us.
I know if you do this, the destiny is gonna fall, no? But because we can calculate the
Yeah.
power, the distance, the velocity, you can do this. So you break the destiny, no, of the pen by calculating the fall, for
Yeah.
example.
Right.
But also, no, it can be written that you can calculate that, so it's nothing. Because everything can be
Scary,
written
you know
also.
what's scary? Imagine you don't believe in God and at the last moment you realize there was a God.
You will break.
Like, bro, I fucked up.
No, I'm not scared about that. Maybe your society made you scared, but I'm not scared about that
I'm
at
not
all.
scared about it.
Because I was born atheist, so for me that's not as scary. This is no. But yeah, I think this is the fear, no, that
That's your
religion
takdir.
put in people. No, I think.
Yeah.
Always. In all, I
I mean, yeah, like Europe is not different from anywhere else. We were the most religious also. We have it was the Spanish Inquisition, so we were the most the most brainwashed people in the world. Not so long ago. So the next one, maybe you can see. This is a very nice thought experiment I created also. I don't know.
Big
if-
Bang and Grand Fin.
Yeah, Gran Fin, you know what it means? I like it because in Spanish sounds good because it's Big Bang, Gran Fin. You know?
You just
Like ping
change
pong.
the order, yes.
No, it's not. It's different.
Like grand finale or something.
Exactly.
Oh.
Oh.
Grand fin. Yeah.
Gran Fin.
Very shortcut way to write that.
Yeah, I didn't translate it because I like the Spanish and I created also. So it's my copyright.
Todo sofo, like that.
Eh?
Like the word todo sofo or something.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I think this guy went for number 2, not number 1. Or he he left? No, he didn't know. He's in the bathroom.
Which guy?
This guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
Also, Melanie left. I don't know.
Yeah, Melania, I know. She left. So, bro, are you coming? I
No
think.
one see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good.
Worked.
So this image is for this question. Is time still? Is time evolving? It has origin, it has ending.
It's hard to answer. Come on.
So to understand time, I really did thought experiment. It's you pause time, no? If you pause time, you have the Big Bang, the origin, and then you have the ending, no? But it's like a relative ending because it's in the pause, no? Like you pause a movie, so you have that time. So what happens when you pause time and you try to understand outside time, no? Like if you take everything as the effect, no? What is the first cause? No, like the mechanism of science doesn't work anymore because science only works here, no? Inside time. Outside time, we have no idea what's happening because the mechanism of science, cause and effect, you cannot apply anymore, no? Like if you take everything as effect, what's the first cause? We have zero idea. And the opposite is the same. If we take everything as the cause, what is the future? We can't calculate the future. We can't, no, but we cannot. No, it's a very, we can like a very cheap, not cheap, like very